So Sunday night, last night, I watched Picnic at Hanging Rock because it's Valentine's Day, and Picnic at Hanging Rock starts on Valentine's Day. That's when the three girls and the teacher go missing. So this film is almost as old as I am. 46 years old this year, I guess. And I think maybe that's part of why it doesn't connect with me as much, is because I feel like what it's done has probably permeated into film, and I've kind of seen it by seeing other films or other stories. But having said that, it has kind of stuck with me a bit. I haven't really thought about it, but just kind of images and stuff have kind of come back to me throughout the day today. So it's not a total waste of time, I think. If you're not familiar with the story, it's set in 1900. There's a girls' boarding school, and on Valentine's Day, most of the school goes to Hanging Rock for a picnic, and 4 girls go off to have an explore. One of them comes back hysterical, and a teacher goes off to try find them, and those 3 students and the teacher aren't found, have gone missing. So the place is searched and there's no sign of them. And so the film kind of keeps going and sees the effect that it has on various characters. I wasn't enthralled by it. But there was a point where this young guy who had seen them that day just can't stop thinking about it, and so he's going off to the mountain to keep looking for them, and he stays there overnight. And the next day, when the guy who kind of runs the stables at the house he lives in goes back to find him, he finds him just this huddled mess, but he's clutching in his hand this piece of lace. And so from that point on, I found it quite interesting. Or more interesting. I don't know if I ever found it quite interesting, but more interesting. I was a bit more engaged from then, and that's halfway, 2/3 of the way through. So like, it's not a bad film, and I think I've kind of come to the point where it is something I've decided to rewatch again, maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years' time, and just see how it works on me with second viewing and a third viewing, because I feel like maybe it'll grow on me. It's interesting. It's not great. A lot of people think it is great, and they're not wrong, but for me it's not great at the moment. But there is some kind of little hook which has grabbed my brain somewhere. So yeah, I'll give it another watch sometime down the track. On Wednesday night, I watched Kong Skull Island, with the upcoming Kong vs Godzilla, or Godzilla vs Kong, whichever way it is. I've been decided to start rewatching all the films, just to get back in groove with it, catch up. So instead of going like release chronological, I'm going with kind of narrative chronicle. So this is set in 1967, end of the Vietnam War, and a new island's been discovered, and a kind of scientific team is going to look what's on the island. So they go there with a bunch of army guys, and they run into Kong, and yeah, stuff happens, you know. I really like Kong. I imagine there's people out there who don't, but I don't understand that. It's got everything I love in a movie. So, you know, giant ape smashing up other giant monsters, and nicely shot, great soundtrack, pretty movie stars doing movie star things. Yeah. What else do you want from a movie? I like it a lot. So I just watched a film called The Candy Snatchers from like 1973, I think it was. A bit of a low-budget exploitation film. I decided I wanted to try actually get through all my Vinegar Syndrome subscriptions. So I'm just going to make my way through whatever I haven't watched yet. And so this was not too bad. I wasn't expecting too much, and it was kind of fine for most of the film. But then towards the end, I think it really kind of picked up and became something which was worth watching, for me anyway. I don't know if I really recommend it to many people, but yeah, I liked it. It was a kind of nasty little film, and bit of a darker ending, especially with the kid. Yeah, like I'm just weighing up whether I just want to give that spoiler about what happens, because, you know, who knows, maybe someone else will watch it and I don't want to spoil that for them. Anyway, so it's essentially a kidnap plot gone wrong kind of film. I feel like I've seen something like this before, but I can't place it. So yeah, so it doesn't necessarily feel original, but it could be, you know, and what I've seen is later on, and is more ripping off this. So it comes down to execution, I think, and you know, it's low budget, and there's nothing wrong with the direction. The actor's doing a pretty reasonable job. Script is good. The little mute kid, I don't know, didn't necessarily work for me all the way through the film, but he's not awful. He does a pretty good job in some of the scenes. So yeah, there's nothing which kind of breaks it for me. Yeah, but yeah, the ending is what makes it. That was pretty good, pretty decent. So yeah. All right, so I just went to Goma and watched Crazy Thunder Road, a Japanese movie from 1980. Basically a biker gang film. I didn't really like it that much. Kind of, I didn't have any character to root for. I wasn't sympathetic to anyone's plight. It's just a bunch of people making bad choices and then getting upset when they had to face the repercussions of those choices, and just continuing the cycle of violence. And it's just, oh well, you know, you're going to start a fight, don't be surprised if
people want to fight back. So the ending could have maybe rescued her, but yeah, no, I didn't buy into it. It was too late by then. Like, there's a final crazy shootout kind of scene at the end, and just wasn't particularly well done, or I didn't really care about any one that was in it. The one character who I kind of liked in the film was Ken, who was leaving the gang life, and that's kind of what almost sets the whole thing in motion. But then at the end we find out his girlfriend dumped him because she was afraid he was going to go soft because he was leaving the life. And it's just, oh well, what the hell was the whole film about? And it's just pointless. Great. So yeah, I didn't dig it, don't recommend it. I'm not sure there's really enough there to justify anyone seeing it, but knock yourself out if you liked it.